Everyone, saving the world is no easy matter. Such deed is not deprived of perils and challenges. It may even require to change your ways and beliefs. So today, I'll tell you about soulsvania game where you'll become a non-conventional inquisitor to slay your way through corruption. For I'm CringelordOfDoom, and this video is about Mandragora, Whispers of the Witch Tree. The gameplay of Mandragora is alike to many soulsvania games. That's what you can think only by looking at the screenshots. But there are certain things that make it stand out. The game starts with character creation, where you're supposed to choose your starting class. There are 6 for choice. Vanguard is a typical two-handed or one-hand and a shield warrior. Vindicator is kind of paladin. Wild Warden is kind of shaman. Nightshade is a rogue that utilizes poison. Spellbinder is kind of warlock. And Flame Weaver is a certain mix of fire mage and a warrior. That classification is kind of conditional due to the following reason. There is no limitation with choosing one. You can unlock other classes and get benefits from them that will boost your strength. Every class has its own perk tree. Mandragora progression system is a bit similar to Path of Exile. There's a good variability of options to make a build. So make a choice, and now you're ready for adventure. The game starts with a really short and chill tutorial, giving you the basics of game mechanics, like jumping, doing barrel roll, attacks, and so on. More complicated stuff you'll have to figure out yourself later. The investigation of the world starts right after it. Exploration is rather player-friendly for a soulsvania game. Mandragora doesn't constantly tease you with locations that you'll be able to reach only in late game. Here it's rather smooth. There are places meant for late exploration, but you don't have to wait until the end of the game. After a bit of progression, you'll be able to clear a lot of unexplored zones in past locations, finding stuff, upgrades and bosses. Fighting bosses is important. Skills in the game aren't acquired by traditional means. You'll have to find them in the world of Mandragora and kill the boss that has it. Except skills and souls, exploration can get you weapons and armor, or recipes to craft them. The crafting system is a bit tedious since you need to level up each craftsman separately. All the good stuff should come with an effort, shouldn't it? It's not straight and easy, but you can do just fine even without high level stuff. I beat the game with an armor that I crafted early, and didn't change it, since I liked bonuses it provided. Each zone has its own set of enemies. You will usually meet a group of ads. Sometimes they are set in the way to make fighting really thrilling. Fighting mobs isn't just plain souls farm. They also drop different loot, armor and weapons, which can help you get stronger or just add a bit of style to your looks. Not only ads await you in this world, various bosses are scattered across all the map. Devs used Elden Ring way while creating bosses. Some are repetitive, some are the same but have new mechanics, some are completely unique. A bit more diversity here wouldn't hurt, but it's not bad as it is. There are enough challenging bosses with complex mechanics, so making life easier for a player isn't always bad. The story of Mandragora is probably the one you could have seen somewhere else. It doesn't make it bad. Plot is good and simple. Motivation of characters is clear. The story begins with the explanation of your past. You were a kid raised on the streets of Crimson City. Since childhood you had an ability to wield arcane arts that helped you to survive, but also attracted attention of inquisition. They took you from parents to train as one of them, and so you became an inquisitor. One day a witch was caught, not an ordinary one. She was delivered to the king priest, and the public execution was set. King Priest used this opportunity not only to get rid of the witch, but also to increase his own influence. Unable to bear the agony of the witch, you pierced her heart, putting an end to the show, and ruining King Priest's plans. The witch did something to you at her dying breath. The whole procession became one big trouble for the King Priest. He saved you from the angry and scared folks. But not for nothing. You were given a mission to find another witch and bring her to the city alive. That is how your adventure starts. The further you'll delve into the story, the more disturbing things you'll figure out about the Inquisition and the kingdom you live in. You'll find allies of all kinds, even most unexpected ones. The truth about this world, entropy corrupting it, and its source will be revealed to you. As I mentioned earlier, the story is a pretty ordinary one. There's nothing outstanding that will blow your mind or some deep philosophy integrated into the story. It's just plain, simple, and entertaining. Just something you need when you want to chill and relax. The whole storytelling doesn't take much time in Mandragora. This one is not about rich and complicated lore, which actually feels quite nice for a change. Mandragora doesn't pretend to be bigger than it is. They are side quests. They're short and simplistic, but don't come in big quantity. Just talk, do what you asked, and get a reward. The game is voiced like completely. The dialogues are comparatively short and straight to the business. The voice actors did a really nice job, enhancing the story experience of the game. Mandragora is an unusual soulsvania game, in the sense that it's a 3D game designed as 2D, and that works just great. The game is visually beautiful, at times even breathtaking. All the 3D graphics enhances your fighting and exploration experience. Combat animations and skills are not only useful, but also beautiful. For melee classes it may be a bit ordinary, but for magic ones looks cool. You won't be disappointed in that regard. There are plenty of locations to explore: dark and scary forests, eerie tombs, mysterious bogs, cold and dangerous mountains, castle and its surrounding that put you on edge, entropy hiding what lies ahead. Atmosphere feels just right no matter where you go. The music helps here too, instrumental and not overly complicated, when everyone can enjoy it. The mood it creates when mixed with views at times is too good to describe. There's also an interesting way dialogues with NPCs are made. Like you see a huge animated portrait of the person you talk with. Quite usual decision, but made in a bit non-standard way. Creates an illusory feeling that you actually talk to someone, not with a static picture. One of the coolest things at it is function of transmog. You don't see it often in games, but it's really cool that devs give you a chance to fight enemies with style. Now let's talk about dark sides of the game. Can say that there are many of them. I guess the main one is loot dilemma. Like most common things that you find are recipes, and it can be kind of disappointing if you're a loot goblin. Some good stuff is locked behind level of craftsman, and you can't access it in instant. So it's like you found something and nothing at the same time. It's still doable, even without unlocking it, but doesn't change the strange decision. The other one is weird hit zones. You won't meet that problem often. It's just noticeable at the Wolf Witch boss and the last one, when you need to make a jump to avoid the attack. If you do it once, then something strange happens. If twice, then it's fine. But except that, you won't meet this one. The last one is a bit strange plot decisions, like your character agrees way too easily to work with entities it's supposed to kill, or believe what they say. There's no moral struggle, which is usually supposed to be, to create tension in character development. It doesn't spoil the story, but would be good to improve. Mandragora makes interesting mechanics and design decisions, making usual unusual. There's a good amount of effort put into the game, that's for sure. Honestly, this game was smooth at its transition of difficulty that I have felt it's rather chill. But it was able to surprise me at the late game with some of the bosses and enemies when I didn't expect it. In a good way, of course. I really like the perk tree system that devs have implemented into the game, not just plain stat increase. Helps to feel that your character grows stronger. Mandragora is a gameplay based game, and it performs good in providing you with a nice experience in that regard. Sadly, there are few extra locations to explore. Would be nice to have more, but it's not bad as it is. The game offers you a possibility of new game plus, but I don't see any reason to do so. The story is a one-time thing. The one you could have seen many times before. It's completely direct and you can't alternate it. Fighting bosses with increased stats, well, that stuff is for very niche part of gamers. The story of the game is okayish, not much relationship and interaction with characters though. Devs try to add some drama to the story, but I don't think it works really well. You don't have much opportunities to interact with characters, just a few dialogues, questions, and that's it. You can grow any sympathy or affection toward them that way. It just doesn't work. What I really enjoyed is how the game and fighting visually looks. It just hooked me till the end. And the last boss. Man, that was so satisfying to finally beat his ass. So, the price of the game is $40. Well, that's too much to ask for such game. During sale the price goes down to $26. This way it becomes more reasonable and adequate. It's a nice game, but there are more interesting ones in that price range. What Mandragora offers for this much just isn't enough. For what you pay you will get approximately 30 hours of good gameplay, questionable potential of replayability and quite neat story. But refraining from it, I can say that Mandragora is a pretty decent game, and a good entertainment for several evenings. It's not ideal or outstanding, just a nice game. There's nothing critically bad, well, except its price. I thank you for watching, and I would like to know, did you play this game? What do you think about it? Do you consider it a good game? Let me know in the comment section below. I fare you well, and I'll see you in the next video.